Hello everyone, welcome to Cece's World. Hi, I'm Cece. Welcome back, and if this is your first time visiting with me, welcome. Hit the subscribe button so we can visit more often. On my last video, as you guys know, I made it to Las Vegas. I had someone leave a comment where they asked me how much does it cost to move to here to Las Vegas. When I came here to Vegas, I moved, when I left Ohio, and I went all the way across the country. When I left Ohio, I did a lot of research on the cost of moving here and moving with my possessions. Needless to say, it was quite expensive. It turns out that it was cheaper for me to move, to just sell everything and start all over. And I'm telling you people, listen to why. Now, to get a pod and have that shipped. Now, pod is this box that's put into the trailer of a semi truck, and you can move 1 to 2 rooms of furniture. Okay, so I didn't have a whole lot that I wanted to move for sure, but I knew I wanted my desk, I wanted my bed, I had 2 really cute club chairs I wanted to move, and my mom's sewing machine that she bequeathed to me. Yeah, so it wasn't that much, including my clothes and books and so forth. And I could fit everything I had into their smallest pod size. Well, that was a great amount of money. When I was done doing a pod was going to run me into somewhere in around $1,000 or more. So I had to scratch that because I didn't have that to spend, and I would have rather had that money with me when I left. So next of all is a U-Haul. Packing everything up in a U-Haul truck or that style company and driving all the way. Yeah, I was not spending 3 days on the road because that's what it would have taken for me to go safely, you know, because I'm not going to drive over 8 hours and not get some sleep. And I would have had to do that, yeah, a lot. I was being generous with 3 days. It would have taken me quite a bit longer to comfortably ride across country and with my possessions. And then you got to worry about them being locked up and at the hotel and in the parking lot, and will somebody steal them, and the issues that ran through my mind. So I'm like, scratch that. And that would have ran me about $2,000, not including gas. So again, not gonna do it, didn't have the money or the time to get that done. So then I thought about a truck, you know, like a moving company to move you across town. A moving company to move you across town with all your furniture and so forth will run you anywhere from $4,000 to $10,000. Yeah, it's expensive. It's for the rich. It's really for a company that's moving you, and they're paying for it because yeah, the average Joe or Cece couldn't do it. All right, so we're scratching all of that. That was the cost of just transporting my things out to Vegas, and it just wasn't going to happen. So like I said, I sold everything, and I had some things I had to bring with me. And so I looked at Amtrak, I looked at Greyhound. They both have like express shipping where they'll ship boxes for you. Amtrak was the more reliable source that I was getting feedback on. However, they don't go all the way to Las Vegas. They stop at Arizona, I think Tucson or something, and I would have had to drive 4 hours there and back and blah. So I cast that decision aside and decided to go ahead and go Greyhound, because Greyhound has a bus station here in Las Vegas, right downtown on Main Street. So for $250, I shipped a total of 10 boxes, and they were small to medium sized boxes. There was a couple of what I consider large boxes, but just enough of my minimal possessions, and I shipped those by the bus system, Express Greyhound. And so that worked out really well. And I'm sorry, I'm like wiping myself like crazy here. This room is so hot. I'm on the second floor and the sun is just coming right down. And even though I have air conditioning on, a ceiling fan, yeah, I'm cooking. All right, so yeah, enough of that. Now, that is the expense on moving. That's what I did. And it worked out really well for me. On the airplane, the ticket was like $90-something by Frontier, and I had 2 suitcases that I checked in and 2 carry-ons with me. So that put the price up to $210. So again, it wasn't that bad at all to fly and have extra things that I could pack with me, that like my camera equipment and lighting equipment. I didn't want to trust that on the box. And so I took that with me in my suitcases. Transportation is the next thing on the list to talk about. When you come to Vegas, if you're going to live in Vegas, you're going to want to either live very close to where you work on a main bus line strip, or you're going to need a car. There are people who have like Vespas and so forth, and those are great things to get around, but you're definitely gonna want to have a vehicle. If you are not a person to get on the bus, Vegas is definitely not for you. If you are a person that can't take being standing in the heat, walking in the heat, you are going to want to have a car. So the bus system, the main metro system, is like $65 a month. I think it's $32 for 15 days. And the way the bus system is, they work mostly on the main streets. So streets like Sahara, Fort Apache, Durango, those are all going to have like a major bus line running pretty regularly through them. However, you got to get to those main streets. So if you are in a neighborhood, like particularly where I live, I have to walk about almost a mile before I get to my bus stop. So yeah, trust you are going to have to either have a bike, ride your bike there, put it on the bus and get where you want to go, your bike to connect to your next stop or whatnot, or you're going to be walking out in the heat. So you're going to want to always have water with you. Just get used to drinking warm water. Always carry it with you, because hydration is serious here. This is not a car situation where you're in and out. And even if you are, you're going to want to carry water in your car, in your trunk. Just always have your water with you, because you never know. You'll be driving on the road, accident will happen, traffic will happen, and you're sitting there in the desert and the sun, and it's not pleasant. Okay, so now we've talked about shipping your things. We've talked about the transportation situation. Let's talk about housing. I have notes here, people. I was seriously trying to help y'all. As I mentioned in the other video, the lay of the land is that everything is in like neighborhoods. So you'll get a real estate company, and they'll come in, a construction company, and they'll build 200-300 houses, and they're on all these little streets and cul-de-sacs, and you know, this little grid, and they have, you know, the clubhouse and blah blah blah, everything you need for comfort or whatnot, swimming pool and golf course. Some of them even have golf courses or whatnot. But in any event, everything is in its own little section, and most of the houses, people, no matter how inexpensive or how expensive, are right on top of each other. Okay, so I hate apartment life. I grew up in a house. My dad made sure we grew up in a house. Even when I rented, I for the most part rented houses. I did live in an apartment, my last place, as you know, in Lakewood, but apartment life just isn't for me. I don't want to hear your television. I don't want to hear your music, your conversation. I don't want your secondhand smoke coming up under my door and through my vents. And I sure enough don't want to smell your weed, okay? And feel myself being lethargic all day long. Yes, this is apartment life. No, thank you. I don't like it. I mean, if you have to live like that, you have to live like that. I had to live like that. So I had to just swallow what I wanted and deal. But in Las Vegas, you have choices. There are houses for rent. And I'm not talking double up and down houses. I'm talking single houses. One thing I will say though, when it comes to houses, when they say single house dwelling, most of the time they're talking townhouses. One moment here. And I shouldn't say that most of the time they're also including townhouses here. Which is just fine, because as close as you are to the neighbors in a single dwelling, an actual separate unit, you might as well be in a townhouse. But yeah, the nice thing about having your own separate house is most of them will come, you have your own wall around your backyard. So you've got like a 4-foot stucco wall, 4 or 5 feet depending, and it's just around your own little yard and your patio. So you don't have to see your neighbors, even though sometimes you see them, or in my case smell their perfume or cologne drifting over the fence, because I've got a neighbor that wears a lot of it. Ooh. But yeah, I don't have to smell him very often, so yeah, cool. It's so hot. I have some examples here that I got from Apartment Living. Is it Apartment Living? apartmentliving.com, something like that. I'll have it floating around somewhere here on the screen. But I got it from this website, and these are just examples. I don't even know if these houses are for rent anymore or whatever, but these are examples of some of the housing. So the first one here is the single family box home, and it's on a street full of these single family homes. They kind of look like no, they don't look like trailer homes, but they're kind of like that style. They're just boxes, little box houses. They come in 1 to 2 bedroom, and very cute, very reasonable, $550, $600. Then medium price range, this one here that I'm showing now is $725. And then the house that is like the one that I'm living in is this picture here. And this one runs, this picture here, this house runs $1,035. So again, to me, those are reasonable. This house has master suite, huge master suite. Then it has 2 other bedrooms and a bathroom. And downstairs, living room, dining room, kitchen, family room, your back patio, there's a powder room down there, and a laundry room. So that's a lot. I haven't really found any places that have basements. I don't think there's basement houses in Las Vegas, but don't quote me on that, because I don't know for sure. Now, if you really, really banking and you want yourself some landscaping and not to necessarily have to look out your window and see your neighbors, this house here, yeah, $9,000. Moving right along. Okay, so last thing is, once you get here, you found your place, you've put, your minimum to maximum furniture in it, whatever you want, and now you need to eat. Peeps, food is inexpensive here. I do not know why, because there are not gardens. Yeah. They're shipping in some food real inexpensively, and I don't know how it happens unless it's all coming from Mexico. But in any event, it's wonderful. There's this store here that's called the 99-cent store. It's awesome. It's like a Dollar Tree on steroids. It comes with a full grocery store, and I've seen prices from $1.99, 99 cents. In any event, the food is inexpensive. You can get all your groceries and your Dollar Tree items. So that's kind of nice if you are on a serious budget, you haven't gotten your first paycheck yet, and you need to eat. And then you have your Trader Joe's are everywhere, Whole Foods. So if you want to eat real good and you got some cash, organic plant-based food, yeah, I have been loving it. So yeah, that's where I've been doing my shopping, at those 2 places. The grocery store at Albertson is another place that I've been going. Those are like their big grocery stores, or more common grocery store, for just everybody and every kinds of everything. They have a huge kosher food section. So if you gotta have your kosher, Albertsons is the place to go. So yeah, that's food, and food is inexpensive. You can find restaurants for every budget. And then if you go to the Strip and the hotels, The restaurants there from the big chefs are in those places, so you can treat yourself to just some really good gourmet cooking that you see on the Food Network channel and so forth. So yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. I think I have talked enough and given you enough of basic information about living here in Las Vegas. It's great. It's just like living anywhere else cost-wise. You got to know, what you want to do. It matters how much money you are bringing with you. What kind of lifestyle you want to live once you get here. And there is something budget-wise for everyone here. There's no need to be living on the streets unless you have a gambling addiction and you lose all your money. Stay away from casinos, and casinos are everywhere, so don't come here if you got an addiction, people. It's just ridiculous. I mean, you go to the grocery store and they got a game room. Slot machines. I'm not even gonna go there. That's a topic for another video. It's been wonderful speaking with you all, and please do come again. If you have any more questions, please let's create some dialogue in the comments section. If I need to make another video to give you some more details, I will do that. If you have questions, personal questions that you want to ask about your personal situation that I can answer for you, just go ahead on my my channel page, hit the About button, and get my email address, or you can send me a personal message and I'll answer those questions for you at the best of my ability. It's been fun, folks, and I can't wait to speak to you again. And in the meantime, keep smiling.